Hello, it's Twisted Threads. Thanks so much for joining us. So, today we want to come and talk to you a little bit about a topic that I think is very important as we're thinking about goal setting and the things that we want to do in our lives. And today we're going to talk about accountability. Accountability. So, what is accountability? And I always like to pull in from definitions and figure out what different things are. And so, from Merriam-Webster Dictionary, we're getting past a little bit past Wikipedia, but it is accountability is the quality or state of being accountable, especially an obligation or willingness to accept responsibility or to account for one's actions. So literally, accountability means that you are willing and able to take responsibility for the actions that you participate in. And so how important is that as we think about what we want to do? So we hear a lot of things about living our best life now, and the challenge that we have sometimes is we may not know how to get where we need to go by ourselves, or maybe sometimes we lack motivation, and it could be like we're like, okay, I'm accountable for my own actions. I'm accountable for how I spend money. I'm accountable for how I save. I'm accountable for how I budget. I'm accountable for my time management. There are a lot of different things, but then when you go down the list and you say, I want to set a new goal in my life, sometimes we get lost. Sometimes we don't know how to set everything in motion. And it's like, okay, I got this goal and I got this thought in my mind, but how do I move forward to making sure that I can create an opportunity for it to be birthed? And so part of that, there's a requirement for us to say, okay, I'm going to be holding myself accountable. So that's one level of accountability. When you say, I'm going to hold myself accountable, I'm going to get on the treadmill 3 times a week. I'm going to take that walk no matter if it's 90 degrees outside. I'm going to take that walk no matter if it's raining outside. But Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, these are the goals that I've set for myself. And I will do it regardless of what else may come in the way. And so you can hold yourself accountable for particular things, especially when it comes to job duties. A lot of times we think, well, I don't know how to do things, or maybe we're waiting for a boss to say, yes, I need you to do that one thing, or hey, we've got a new opportunity and you're that gal, you're that guy that we want to choose for it. Well, what if we took accountability to another level and thought of it in the sense of we can create opportunities for ourselves? Yeah, with accountability. And so one of those things that comes are when we think about what it is we want to do in our lives, and it could be just one goal. I want to buy a house. It seems like that seems simple. Okay, go and get some money and buy a house. Pick which one you want, all of those things. But what if you need to create a budget? What if you need to clean up your credit? What if you need to figure out all of the steps that it takes for you to maybe go from not making a lot of money to trying to figure out how you can get more money into your bank account? What I want to introduce to some people today, and maybe it's a thought that you've had before, are accountability partners. And many of us have them. We may have them in our business, for our work. Sometimes, a boss, a supervisor can be an accountability partner. One, because they're looking at your product and they need to make sure that your work product is satisfactory, that you're doing your job in excellence. And plus, what you do, it kind of reflects on them as well. So that's kind of an organic way to think of an accountability partner. But when we think of accountability partners as people who will join in with us, the great thing is that we don't always have to have common goals. But if I say I'm going to hold you accountable for you to save for your budget because I know you really want to go on that vacation, or I know you're saving for that car, or I know you're saving for that home. So what does that mean? Well, an accountability partner serves who it could be anybody, but it's a person who coaches another person. And so sometimes we hear it in life coach and those sessions that I become an accountability partner for those clients of mine that I am working with. But really it is in terms of helping the other person keep a commitment. And so that's pretty much the bottom line of the accountability partnership. Life coaching does go into a whole bunch of other things, because in a life coach session, you're going to learn how to create goals for yourself. You're going to learn how to maneuver through obstacles and get the tools that you can create for yourself to make sure that you always get a successful outcome. But life coaching also prepares you for times when maybe things do go wrong, and then you don't have to fall all apart because you didn't reach your goal your first time. But also understanding what's the right way for you to fail, what's the right way for you to fall, what's the right way for you to approach and change your perspective about when things don't go the way that you want them to. So I want to talk a little bit about the accountability partner today and what an accountability partner can actually help us do. And so literally an accountability partner can help us to focus, can help us to set goals. They can keep us motivated, keep us on track, check bad habits and inconsistent behavior when they come up. You know, whether it's a diet and you're like, oh, fried chicken over there, ice cream over there, cake over there. You need that accountability partner to be like, now look, you said that. And it could be a short-term goal. You know, we're trying to get into a dress for the class reunion, and so we need to try to figure out how we're going to lose 10 pounds. That may be something that's on your agenda, and so you need that accountability partner to say, hey, I'm going to meet you at the gym. Hey, let's go shopping together, and let's keep on the outer perimeters of the supermarket so that we don't get ourselves in trouble. Small things can create great impacts when we're thinking about what ways an accountability partner can help us. And then when we think about it, like, the accountability partner helps us to grab hold of a successful mindset. And so it can be just as organic as two people deciding that they're going to work out together. It could be, when we think about team and what happens when you have a team of people. Well, team, together, everyone achieves more. When we think about that teamwork, that also is an organic way where accountability partners show up, where accountability is there, because we've got a common goal that we set for ourselves and we have all agreed. So a team is not just a conglomerate of people or maybe, bystanders that are together. A team becomes a team because the goal that was set has been agreed upon by the people who are in the team. So maybe you got teams at work, maybe you got teams in your ministries, maybe you got teams at home. It could be different things, but when you're thinking about accountability within a team, what changes is this. It's not every man for themselves. It's not an individual vision for I'm getting to the finish goal and everybody else fall to the wayside. But when we think about the teamwork that's required, teamwork becomes a value within the team. It becomes a value for you to push forward and think about how do you get accountability in those particular areas? What are the things that you want to do? And so, if I've got a thought to say, okay, I want us to get 1,000 new clients by Friday. Well, if I got a team who I'm working with and they're like, okay, how many calls is that going to take? And how many people do we need to reach? And how many ads? And what is the commercial? And thinking of all the things that would require for us to do that, my team is then, as my accountability partners also will say, well, Karen, I don't think that we'll be able to get to do all of that in 1 week. But how about we chunk that up and figure out what steps we can take for the next 4 weeks? And then in 4 weeks' time, we'll be able to really think about what are the steps that we took. And so accountability partner, again, that team is helping us to set goals. Week 1 in, we might have a check-in that helping us to make sure that we remain focused, to make sure that we stay on track, to make sure that we're looking forward. Maybe we failed in week 1 to get the 250 leads that we needed to get. Well, it doesn't mean that we have to wallow in it, but we need to ensure that that gives us an opportunity to say, hey, was that goal too daunting? Was that too big a goal for us to set for 1 week or for 1 month? So, when we're thinking about the accountability, we also want to, we hear many times of people saying, set SMART goals, okay? And so as we're thinking about that, we want to think about are they realistic? Are they timely? Are we able to get them done in the time frame that we set for ourselves? And your accountability partner is going to help you do that. And so I wanted to share just a little bit of that today. And we'll talk about some other roles that an accountability partner can play at another time. But wanted to give you this message, this snippet of what is accountability and how an accountability partner can help you. But also, as you're thinking about Twisted Threads and how we can partner together, we serve as accountability partners in the lives of many folks through our videos that you can find on our YouTube channel, or through just you following us on Facebook or visiting our website, or even seeing just some of the inspirational messages that we try to leave on Instagram. So we try to use the platforms of social media in a way that reminds you all that you all can be accountable to each other. But if you need some help in that area, we are here for you. And so we want to work with you. We want to work beside you. And we also want to challenge you to change your mindset in a way that you're focused on goal setting and reaching for success. And so as we're thinking about goal setting and reaching for success, you got to think about some things that are important to you. You have to think about some things that you decided this year is the year. You're going to start school, you're going to start that business, you're going to buy that home, you're going to buy that car, you're going to pay off that car, you're going to pay off those student loans. Whatever it is, it starts with an idea. And we would be overjoyed to be able to help you get to the end of that process that you're setting for yourself. 2018 is already a great year because we're seeing great things happen in our lives, in our communities, and even globally that we get to affect those in a special way. We're glad you joined us. We hope you join us next time as we talk to you more about how you can change your life, impact, inspire, impact, and transform. This is our tagline, but it's also the way that we do business, and we're thinking of you in mind. Have a great day.